Yo, what is going on, guys? We got a special one today. I obviously have the headphones on, which mean one thing. We are going to be reacting to some videos, some old videos of mine. We decided instead of maybe going through some of my greatest takes of all time on TikTok, takes that actually aged pretty well, my friend decided to make kind of a super cut, shout out Trent, of my worst takes that I have ever put on TikTok. So basically all of my like 2021 and then like early 2022 kind of just like scorching hot takes that obviously aged like absolute crap because I had no idea what I was talking about back then, or at least I think I've improved over the past 2 years. So now we're going to look at it. We're going to see just how wrong I was. I haven't seen... I know I'll be reminded of every one that I did of these, but I have not seen them in like a year or two, so it's going to be really fun. So without further ado, let's get into it.
In honor of the NHL draft being this weekend.
First off, right off the bat, you think I talk fast now, which I think I talk really fast in these YouTube videos. Me in 2021 was just a different beast.
And I thought I'd give you 3 players that were very high draft picks.
All right, so we're looking at 3 recent top picks that I think are going to come close to their potential. So let's see.
But
what
I've kind of given up on and don't think they'll ever reach their full potential. Up first, I have Rasmus.
No, Rasmus Dahlin. He didn't break out until this year, and if this was 2021, he was coming off like a severe down year. So I got to hear myself out on this take. But like we'll see what I say. We'll see what I say.
I was taken first overall in the 2018 draft. This is definitely going to be the most controversial pick on this list, and why?
For good reason, because it's. I assume the other 2 weren't as bad. I probably had like Nolan Patrick, but I put fucking Rasmus Dahlin here. I keep on saying Sandy.
I think Dahlin can still be a good top pairing defenseman.
Oh, you think he can become a good top pairing defenseman? That's a real hot take of you.
We were expecting the next Erik Karlsson.
And now he's on his way to becoming like the next Erik Karlsson. Like a better defensively, maybe not as good offensively, but he's on his way to become a goddamn Hall of Fame defenseman.
This past year, he had the worst year of his career by far. That's not a trend I like to see.
Alright, so like this, I did make this video when he was fresh off of like 23 points in 55 games, so it's not like horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's not ideal, but it's not. There was some substance to this, but he was like 21 years old. I am stupid for that.
He was supposed to be the best defenseman of this entire generation, and the guys above me, I would all take. No. Fox, yes, I'd still take him. Makar, yes. McAvoy, Miro, you can make the argument. Hughes, you can make the argument. Chabot, Chikrin, and Werenski. Dude, I'm an idiot. Like, Chabot, fucking 3 years older. Chikrin, 3 years old, or 2 years older. Werenski, 3 years older. That's bad. I like the take of me saying, oh, he might just be a top pairing defenseman. That was valid at the time. People were really like concerned, but that's really bad. That aged poorly. Okay, so we all know that the young talent is...
Oh my god. 5 underrated young players that could develop into all-stars.
This league is insanely impressive. Guys like McDavid, Matthews, Makar. But here are 5 underrated guys under the age of 25 that I...
All right, so yeah, young beasts. So I probably did do pretty decent with this, but this was definitely going to be fun.
I think can develop into all-stars. Ty Smith, while not...
Ty Smith. Ty Smith's in the... I watched Ty Smith play in the AHL when I went to get the Bridgeport Islanders game. I watched this guy play in the goddamn AHL. He's been in AH. Got traded for John Marino somehow. But what the hell do I...
The Makar and Fox tier of young defensemen.
Oh, he's not in the Makar and Fox tier of young defensemen. That's a real hot take of you, Mike. Jesus.
He's going to be really good. Already half a point per game guy, and as the Devils continue to grow, he's going to be leading them on the back end.
All right, so at the time, he was a decent player. Obviously, he was horrendous, I think, defensively then, like really bad. I should have definitely saw that coming and not just think, oh, he has points because the Devils were god-awful. They were like a 60-point team, and obviously they played a bunch of young guys. That's a bad take. All-star. People thought he was going to be a good offensive defenseman at that point. Not really an all-star, but that one's like, if the Dahlin... That's worse than the Dahlin, honestly. Because at least Dahlin, like I said, he could still be a top pairing defenseman. That's bad. That's like an 8 out of 10. Dahlin's an 8 out of 10, too.
What's going on, guys? Today I'm doing rapid fire NHL
hot takes. Jesus. This was 2021, too, man. What was my facial hair? Wait, we got to like
just
zoom
a warning,
in on
this
that.
will probably
it's like, it's like here, and then like, oh my God, in college.
Guys, let's get into it. Up first, at the end of McDavid and MacKinnon's career, when you factor in everything, points, awards, and especially team success, MacKinnon will have the better career.
No. MacKinnon will have the better career. This was before MacKinnon won a Stanley Cup, I think. This definitely wasn't past June of 2022. I did not look like that. I didn't make content like that. So that means this was 2021, summer 2021, or like midway through 2021 when he didn't even have a cup. That obviously since then, McDavid won another Art Ross, win 150 points. Like it's not comparable. But back then, MacKinnon had been a Hart finalist like 3 out of the past 4 years. He had it 1-1. The Avalanche were the better team. It's a horrible take. It's a horrible take. I know that. I'm well aware. But I still think that there might be some validity if MacKinnon ends up winning a Hart, finishes with 1,700 career points, and has like 3 Stanley Cups, and McDavid... Wait.
I know McDavid's obviously the better player, but if he
obviously
doesn't win anything and MacKinnon wins 3 cups and 3 Conn Smites, you're taking his career over McDavid.
That's... Oh my God, this next one, let me block that. That's like somewhat reasonable. If you're personally taking the career of MacKinnon over McDavid, 3 cups and 3 Conn Smites, as well as being a Hall of Famer, I'm sure then I assumed that he was going to win a couple Harts, which he still can. He can still win a Hart. That's not as bad. If we're looking at it from perspective, obviously McDavid's. If I'm talking about I didn't say who's going to have the greater career because McDavid, it's like basically impossible for MacKinnon to catch him at this point. But for personal preference, I can see where I was coming from. That's not the end of the world. Let's see this next one.
McDavid. Up next, I think we've seen the last of Ovechkin being an elite goal scorer, and I think he's going to score less than 40 next year.
Oh, no. Oh, yikes. Ovechkin less than 40 next year. I think that was again in 2021. So he scored, I think, 50 the following year and then 42 this year. I retracted this. I'm not going to, although I don't think that he's that good of a player overall now, he can still easily score 40. It's just he's going to score 40 and put up 30 assists and have horrible defense, literally do nothing on the defensive end. So, that's a bad take, obviously, because he scored 40 the following season and the season after that. But, yeah, I was an OV hater even more than I am now. I'm not an OV hater, but, I disrespect him even more.
Okay, I am a man of honor. I will admit when I'm wrong. And
so this had to be before the 2021 season because I said they were going to be the worst team in hockey before last season.
Doing some research, I've made a complete 180 on the Chicago Blackhawks, and I think they can contend. Let me explain.
Contend. I think they were bottom 6 that year.
I'm not saying they're the favorites to win the Stanley Cup. It's just I had them 19th in my power rankings, but they definitely should have been higher.
Okay, so I had them 19th, and they should have been higher. Again, they ended up drafting Korchinski at 7th overall, so they were either the 7th or 8th worst team in the entire goddamn league, and I was saying they could contend. I think I was high on Seth Jones, but I was oh, he's underrated. People shit on him so much, he's underrated now. That's bad.
Should have been higher. Okay, so this afternoon, the Boston Bruins announced that some key players underwent some major surgeries.
All right, so this was summer. This had to be summer of 2022 because Marchand and McAvoy were out.
It's going to make them miss up to 6 months. So after hearing this, I don't think it's ridiculous to say the Boston Bruins might be in trouble next year. I got to say, I do not like this deal.
Whoops. All right, Boston Bruins in trouble for next year. Yeah, I mean, I ended up having them in the playoffs. Obviously, I say they're in trouble, that they end up setting the goddamn points record of all time. That's definitely not a good look. But at the time, yeah, they were 100-point first-round exit wildcard team with Marchand, McAvoy missing the first couple months of the season. I'm not taking that's the one thing, Trent. I am not taking the L on the Boston Bruins, considering nobody had them winning the goddamn division. I still had them in the playoffs, making it by 4 points. So I'm not taking the L on that. I'm just not. Next up.
I like this deal one bit for the Boston Bruins. They are top 5 in
talking about the Hampus Lindholm deal.
Goals against, number 1 in expected goals against. Defense was not the problem, it was scoring.
Talking about Boston Bruins again. I see where I was coming from that. I think I was underrating Lindholm as a player, but I do agree that especially in that playoff run where they lost in the first round to Carolina, I think. They did need goal scoring, and they were stupid for not getting goal scoring. So I'm sure I say something absolutely blasphemous after this that is just completely wrong if it's on here. But I stand by that the Boston Bruins attacking goal scoring was not.
Hampus Lindholm for a first in 2 seconds? I thought maybe like a first and a third would be fair.
Ooh, first and a third that gets you like a half decent player. Which I guess I thought Hampus Lindholm was. That gets you like a second pairing defenseman. That doesn't get you Hampus Lindholm.
I know what Boston Bruin fans are going to say. They're going to say, oh, we're going to re-sign him. And that is fair. He's probably not just a rental, but he is a 28-year-old defenseman that is at best a second pairing guy. He is not worth this price. And they're
just a second pairing guy. He was on my Vesna ballot or my Norris ballot last year. He was on my Norris ballot last year. He was like fourth on my Norris ballot. I said he was a second pair. He put up 52 points and one of the best defensive defensemen in the entire league last year. That's bad. Again, the analytics on Lindholm was not that impressive. Advanced analytics on Lindholm were not that good in Anaheim, but obviously they weren't that good in Anaheim because they're a shit team. I was stupid for just saying not separating the player. Oh, when he was on a good team in Anaheim, he was a very good defenseman. Then they become horrible and his numbers drop off. I was stupid for that, but I think we can all agree that Hampus Lindholm wildly exceeded expectations in Boston. People thought he could be a top pairing guy. Nobody thought he'd be getting Nobody thought that he'd be getting Norris votes this year. So it's bad for me. I was definitely underrating him.
Probably going to overpay for him on that contract.
I'm calling it right now. Jack Eichel will be traded to the Minnesota Wild. Let me explain why.
All right, so I was obviously wrong. Why did I say them?
It has everything to do with the Wild buying out Ryan Suter and Zach Parise today. Because in doing so, they opened up $10.3 million in cap space. You know who makes about $10 million next year?
All right, so I think I had the math completely off on this. I saw this as... I didn't realize that the 0.3 was they saved 0.3 than if they were still on the team. So they were still 14 million. They owed 12 million in 2023, 2024. They owed 14 in 2023, 2024, 2025. All those years, they owed $14 million in dead cap. I didn't realize that because I was an idiot back in 2021. I thought, oh, they're saving money the first 5 years. That wasn't the case. Like they're not. They're saving money compared to if they were still on the team. I was really stupid for that because obviously they're in salary cap hell now. And if they traded for Jack Eichel, they would have had to trade Joel Eriksson and Matt Boldy probably to save money. I was an absolute idiot for this take, and I probably thought I absolutely cooked.
Jack Eichel.
NHL season starts today. That sounds fantastic to finally say. So today I'm giving you my rapid
All right, so this is probably 2020, heading into 2021, 2022.
fire season predictions. We'll go a little bit out there and say Travis Green for the Jack Adams.
You really saved the best for last, Trent. You saved the best for last. Travis Green. This is my worst take of all time. I almost included it in the hype up video. This is my worst take ever. Travis Green obviously got fired. He was the first coach fired in like December. The Canucks were absolutely horrible. Wait, what did I explain for this?
Jack Adams. I think the Pacific is so bad that the Canucks will have 100+ points, and
I used to have faith in the Canucks. Any Canucks fan, you cannot tell me I never believed in your team. I had faith at one point. They just broke me when I looked like an absolute idiot for saying Travis Green would win the goddamn Jack Adams. So I don't want Canucks fans coming at my throats ever again. Ever again. This is a horrible pick. This is my worst pick ever. It's because I've been wrong on plenty of stuff. Hampus Lindholm, yeah, all that. Dahlin, even all that. The fact that my Jack Adams pick was the first coach fired, you can pick so many safe coaches. I really thought I cooked with this prediction, and it absolutely blew up in my face. But anyway, let me know in the comments. That's all we got. Those are the only bad takes. Maybe we'll find some more another day. They're probably like 15 that he could have used that he didn't. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about these takes? What are your personal worst hockey takes of all time? I want to hear them because again, I could flex. Oh, this pick worked out. This pick, that's not cool. I want to expose myself to just show that we all mess up from time to time. We're not all going to be perfect, and it's much funnier to show my failures than flex my successes or stuff like that. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.